And this is Karen O'Brien, and I would like to give you a video on how to port data from an older version of a FLO-2D project into this newest version of QGIS and newest version of the FLO-2D plugin. So this is a a project from version 0.10.115 of the plugin and QGIS version 3.28.11. So what I see here is that if I click Help and About, I am using QGIS 3.36.3 and my FLO-2D plugin version is 1.0.0. And so when I try to load a project, it's a little bit different. So we no longer do this drag and drop thing where I drag and drop the QGZ file into FLO-2D. That would not work anymore. So instead, I need to go to this button and I need to click Open FLO-2D Project. And then you'll navigate to the project or to the old GeoPackage that you want to import and click Open. And it says, this GeoPackage is outdated. Would you like to update it? And I'll click Yes. It is building a blank new GeoPackage, and then once I fill in the metadata, it's going to import the old GeoPackage into it. So you could fill in your username, company, email, whatever you want, and click OK, and then it would update, and now it's importing the old project into this particular project. As you can see, it reset our coordinate system and it loaded the project. This project has a channel that's ready to build, so that's why the channel is looking kind of empty and the cross-section data is also looking kind of empty. So that's why this project looks a little funny. One of the things that you need to do now is you need to maybe reload some of your old data that went along with this project. For example, this project comes with elevation data. So what I want to do is I want to click somewhere in here so that I don't lose this data either in this group or this layer, and then drag this elevation back into the project, and then I want to move it down here. So now we have reconnected our elevation data into this project, but now I need to hit the Save button so that I preserve this connection. We have changed the way that the Save button operates with QGIS. When you have a project loaded with your FLO-2D tool, meaning that it's connected to a FLO-2D database, if you click Save, it's going to recognize that connection and it's going to give you more options. So if I click Yes, it's going to save my data, my external data, into my GeoPackage. It's just going to copy it into my GeoPackage. And if I click No, it's going to save the data path to the QGZ file. So I'll click Yes, and you can see that now I have saved my data and moved it into an external layers group. So now if I click Save again, you can see that I don't have to answer that question again. And you can also see that if you go to the browser the browser panel, and if you don't see your browser panel, you're going to right click, and then in here you just check the browser panel. And I have docked my browser panel with my layers panel so that I can see my full set of layers and my full set of browser. If I go to this GeoPackage, I'm going to, well, there's a connection in here. Let me remove it real quick so I can show you how to make that connection. So I'm going to right click, New Connection, and I want to connect that to my new GeoPackage. And you can tell that this is no longer a GeoPackage that was built with 115 because we've added this tag v.1.0.0 to it. And I'll click Open. And then I expand this, and you can now see that my elevation data is part of my GeoPackage. Now, if I wanted to remove that elevation data from the GeoPackage, I need to go to FLO-2D GeoPackage Management, check that table, and click Delete. Another thing that this means is that this is a copy of the elevation file. So that means that this elevation file is no longer connected to my map. This is a copy of it. So I don't need to move this elevation file with my project when I try to open it in a new location. Okay, and let's see, what else do we need to know about that? So you know how to remove it. If you want to remove it, you need to go to GeoPackage Management, and you know that it is no longer connected to this file. So this file is separate entity that is now not connected to QGIS. Also, these two are also a separate entity that is no longer part of QGIS. Also, when you are in here, you might also see that your QGZ file is now a part of your GeoPackage. So that means that all your styles and things like that are still saved into this QGZ file, but that is now maintained by your GeoPackage. Okay, let's see. So let's go ahead and move a project. So if I close that and I Control X this and move it to, let's just move it here. That will break the path. That will definitely break the path to any data. Then we come in here and let's just delete this, or better yet, let's zip this so that, and then we'll zip it so we don't lose it. We'll zip it and then we'll delete it so we now for sure know that that path doesn't even exist anymore. I'm going to shift to delete that so that path no longer exists. That data is no longer on my computer. It is compressed into here. Now when I open QGIS, you'll see that the path is broken, but when we load the project, our data is still going to be loaded. So as you can see, the path is broken, so that file no longer is in this spot. If I click Open FLO-2D Project and I go to this spot where I moved it and click Open, not only is it going to open the project, but it's also going to open the elevation data because the elevation data is now part of the project. So one more thing about that, you don't always want this data to be part of your project. That would be, that could commit a lot of data to your project, and it would make it difficult to manage your tables if you need to remove a lot of data. So some things we do not make part of the GeoPackage. One of those is the Google map. We don't make the Google map part of the GeoPackage. And another one of those things is the, what else? We also don't, Map Crafter. I'm sorry I don't have a Map Crafter in this zone, but I can just grab my Map Crafter from here. So if I put my self-help result, let me just delete that real quick. So if I can put, this is just the old self-help kit, so it's not really on this project, but I can still build maps. It's just that they're not part of this project. Now, when I click Save, that data, this data was not saved to the GeoPackage because that would be a lot of data. That would take a really long time and it would reorganize everything, and that would be a real pain in the neck. So instead, we keep this external to the project. This is saved to the QGZ file. And so the way that you remove it is right-click, remove group, and then you can build another MapCrafter group if you're ready. Same thing with this guy. It is not part of the GeoPackage. It is part of the QGZ file. It's part of the, hang on a sec. Let me remove this connection and rebuild this connection because I put that in, where did I put that? I put that here, right? Yeah, I put that right here. And now you can see that see, there's my elevation data. It's still good, but that Google map is not inside my QGZ file. It's inside the, sorry, that Google map is not part of my GeoPackage. Really, it's still part of that QGZ file. I mean, that's kind of counterintuitive, I guess, but whatever. I hope you get what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here. But if you get stuck or you have some questions or problems with loading your data, reach out to me, because until you kind of get familiar with this system, you might break it. So just reach out to me, Karen at flo-2d.com, if you have any issues with it.